Something unexpected just happened in NASCAR. After all the hype and excitement around Cleetus McFarland entering stock car racing, one of the biggest voices in the sport has finally spoken out. And it's someone whose opinion carries serious weight, Dale Earnhardt Jr. For days, fans have been debating whether NASCAR made the right decision when they blocked Cleetus McFarland from racing at Talladega Superspeedway. Some people believe NASCAR is protecting the sport, while others think they just crushed a dream. But when Dale Jr. finally broke his silence, his answer surprised a lot of fans. Instead of attacking Cleetus or blindly defending him, Dale Jr. explained something most people weren't thinking about. And what he said reveals the real reason this situation became so complicated. Before we go deeper into what Dale Jr. said about Cleetus McFarland and the Talladega controversy, if you enjoy NASCAR stories, breaking news, and moments like this, make sure you subscribe to NASCAR Nation News and turn on notifications so you never miss the biggest moments in racing. We're also pushing to reach 1,000 subscribers, so if you enjoy the content, your support really helps the channel grow. Now here's what Dale Earnhardt Jr. actually said about the situation. Dale Jr. explained that he watched Cleetus's recent races and test sessions carefully, and while he respected Cleetus for trying something new and stepping into professional racing, he noticed several moments where the car got out of shape. Moments that might not seem huge on smaller tracks, but could become extremely dangerous at superspeedway speeds. Dale Jr. basically said that from what he saw, he personally would not approve Cleetus to race at Talladega or Daytona yet. At first that might sound harsh, but Dale Jr. made it clear he wasn't attacking Cleetus at all. In fact, he gave him credit for stepping into a completely new world of racing and trying something most people would never attempt. But Dale Jr. also explained something many casual fans don't always realize. Talladega is not a place to learn how to control a stock car. Even experienced NASCAR drivers struggle there. The speed, the drafting, and the pack racing make it one of the most intense environments in motorsports. If someone with limited experience enters that kind of pack at nearly 200 miles per hour, the risk becomes enormous, not just for that driver, but for every other driver around them. And according to Dale Jr., that's the real reason NASCAR made the decision: safety. And Dale Jr. also reminded fans that superspeedway racing has always required patience. Many drivers don't get approved for tracks like Talladega until they prove themselves at several other races first. According to him, NASCAR isn't trying to shut the door on Cleetus. They're simply asking him to take the same path most drivers had to follow before reaching the biggest and fastest tracks in the sport. Another important thing Dale Jr. pointed out is that NASCAR has always been careful when it comes to superspeedway racing. Tracks like Daytona International Speedway and Talladega are completely different from normal tracks. Drivers are packed together at extremely high speeds, and one small mistake can create what NASCAR fans call the big one. That's why experience matters so much in those races. Dale Jr. explained that even talented drivers usually spend years learning car control before entering superspeedway events. So in his opinion, this moment shouldn't discourage Cleetus. Instead, it should motivate him to gain more seat time, improve his racecraft, and come back stronger in the future. Now, to fully understand this situation, it's important to look at Cleetus McFarland's recent attempt to enter NASCAR. Cleetus, whose real name is Garrett Mitchell, built his reputation as one of the biggest automotive creators on YouTube. Millions of fans watch his crazy car builds, racing events, and wild motorsports content. But recently, he decided to take things to a completely different level. He wanted to race in NASCAR, not just as a guest appearance, but as a real competitor. Earlier this year, that dream actually started becoming reality when Cleetus got the opportunity to compete in the ARCA Menard Series race at Rockingham, driving for Richard Childress's organization. For a YouTuber stepping into professional stock car racing, that alone was already a huge moment. During the race, Cleetus showed some promising moments. He had speed and excitement, but there were also times when the car got loose and difficult to control. That can happen at tracks like Rockingham, especially for a newer driver still learning these heavy stock cars. But superspeedways like Talladega are a completely different challenge. Cars run in huge packs at nearly 190 miles per hour, sometimes inches apart. One small mistake can trigger a massive crash that takes out half the field. Because of that, NASCAR is extremely careful about which drivers they allow to race there. So when Cleetus requested approval to compete at Talladega, NASCAR reviewed his experience and recent performances. After looking at everything, the decision came back denied. NASCAR felt Cleetus needed more experience before racing at superspeedways like Talladega. Interestingly, Cleetus himself seems to understand that. After the decision was announced, Cleetus admitted the setback was frustrating. But he also said he plans to keep racing and gaining more experience. Because his ultimate goal hasn't changed, he still wants to prove he belongs in NASCAR. And that's something Dale Earnhardt Jr. actually respects. Because throughout NASCAR history, many drivers had to take the long road before reaching the biggest stages. They spent years learning on short tracks, improving their skills, and understanding how to control the car in difficult situations. Only after proving themselves did they move to the biggest races. So in many ways, this moment might not be the end of Cleetus McFarland's NASCAR dream. It might simply be the beginning of the hardest part, turning passion into real racing experience. And if Cleetus can prove himself there, the door to Talladega might open again someday. But for now, Dale Earnhardt Jr. made one thing very clear. NASCAR didn't reject Cleetus because they hate the idea of a YouTuber racing. They rejected him because superspeedway racing is one of the most dangerous challenges in motorsports. And sometimes in racing, the smartest move is simply waiting until you're truly ready. Now the big question is this: will Cleetus McFarland prove everyone wrong and eventually make it to Talladega? Or did NASCAR just save him from something far more dangerous? Let me know what you think in the comments. And if you enjoyed this story, don't forget to like the video, subscribe to NASCAR Nation News, and help us reach 1,000 subscribers.